Being a web developer and video creator, I also use Blender for my video creations, that is especially for 3D elements creation. You know that developers are always lazy and developers are always seeking for an easier way to get your work done. And on the same side, this happens to me when I was creating a simulation in Blender. There were hundreds of elements at a time, and I was supposed to simulate all of this thing at a time, like changing the place and keyframing, again changing the place and keyframing, again changing the place and keyframing. That was taking my time as long as was not expected. Being a programmer, he would never expect to use his time on working on something rather than solving something. So I come up with the idea, if there was a plugin which can handle all of these objects and keeping all of these objects and saving its memory and position and all of these things, so I could easily recreate those positions on their places. So that is my first step, what I wanted to do on my brain. If you're starting creating anything for your project, for your work and anything, you'll have to create a road map on your own and create that path, create that imaginary lines. And these are some of the steps what I came up with. First, identify the problem. And that is the problem was very easy for me to explain you. Suppose there is a house, there are outer objects and something, and I want to make a simulation like tornado. When the tornado comes, the whole house is not going to fly over, but some object from house, some object from outside, and some object from elsewhere, these all will be simulated with tornado and go up. And that is a simple object, that was the simple thing what I came up with, and even I can use this for all the simulations also. So finally, there are some helpful tips from Blender itself. You can create a collection for all of these subjects, do your keyframing each time. It is also not comfortable for me because I cannot make a single collection for a house and single collection for the grass and single collection for the wooden pieces what outside. I cannot do this. So I came up with the idea. I will create a plugin where I will be able to create my list. Like if I want to simulate anything, I will select all of these objects on my viewport and give it a name, something, and it will be remembered by my system, my plugin, and it will remember all of the subjects what are selected, what I had told this software to do this. This software will have some of these points, some of this memory cast points, and it will take my objects to those positions what I have saved, and I don't need to do keyframing all time, but I can remember the place where keyframe was supposed to be. So second was set up the ID. Set up the ID. When setting up ID, Blender also gives a ID that is integrated with Blender. It is called BPY. They gives an API BPY. So you can work with BPY. It is a Blender's Python integration. I always love to work with Blender because if you are working with Blender, you should use their ID. It will be more easier to just press a button and just run and see what's happening on your code. If you work on any program, creating a code, being from a web development and the JavaScript side, I only knew languages like JavaScript and TypeScript. That's all. And Python I had learned from some little basic amount of Python from W3 schools by 2018. And I was like a very weak in Python. I took the help of ChatGPT. So I went to ChatGPT, started explaining my algorithm, how I am supposed to work, and I gave it a outline, how it will be, and all of the projects step by steps. I came to very near to my progress, very near to my object, very near to my program. I would like to tell you that you cannot rely on something like a ChatGPT for all of your code. You will need to have some knowledge, basic knowledge of your code. You need to modify these codes and rethink that where the problem is occurring, what is the problem and why it can be. Some of these things you should have a basic knowledge about any codes, and so you could be work with anything. The last thing in testing and implementation, it is a understanding thing, because if some software is giving you an integrated IDE, it is always best for you to use that. And same I did too. I use that Blender's IDE. There is a small run button there. If you will make any changes on your IDE, it will directly reflect on Blender's workspace, and that's it. How I came up with an idea in Blender, and I made this working for me, and this is also for you. There is a very good helper for you by the 2018 iOS learning geodetic and the geolocation about Postgres SQL, and that is very difficult for me. It took around 1 month to me achieve that all of this knowledge. But for you all guys, it is very easy to understand and learn things, new technologies and new tools. Yeah, and that's it. Just go and learn new tools and implement ideas and do good and be good. That's it. If you have something in your heart for me, just hit that like button and comment I love you. If you don't want to say I love you, then I love you. I will see you.